Hi everybody, welcome back. Just a few videos, we started the chemical bonding. And as we know that chemical bonding can be covalent, ionic, and metallic bond. We already finished the ionic and the covalent. You will find their videos in the same playlist before this video. And now we will talk about the metallic bond in details. Metallic, it comes from a metal. Its name comes from metal. So it's a bond between metals. How this bond is formed? This bond is formed by the electrons of the outer shell in the atoms of the metal. Metal tend to lose its outer shell electrons and form a positive charge. So they are already arranged in a lattice form. The atoms are arranged in lattice form. And every atom tends to lose its outer shell electrons. These electrons are localized between the resulted charged ions, positive charged ions, and they delocalized. So they are moving from a place to another all the time, forming a sea of delocalized electron. And the term sea because they are moving, they are floating like sea, like waves, moving all the time between the atoms of the charged atoms of the metal. And due to that movement, there is a strong electrostatic force between the metal atoms, and that's why metals are usually strong. They are hard. They are solids due to these large or strong electrostatic forces between its atoms, which comes from the delocalized electrons. And that is why metals have their properties, like high melting point, like a conduction of electricity and heat, and the solid shape of the metals. That is simply how the metallic bond is formed. Okay, so metals tend to lose electrons to form positive ions, and these electrons in the highest shell are delocalized and able to move around, and that cause the resultant ions to held together by strong electrostatic force. This strong electrostatic force cause the metal to have high melting points. Why there is a thermal conductivity and electric conductivity in metals? Because of the delocalized ions, the delocalized electrons. So the electrons in the red color are moving between the atoms, the ions, the metal ions, which is in the blue color. This movement allows them to transfer the heat and the electrical current from a place to a place. The physical properties of metals. Most metals have high melting point. Explain why. Perfect, exactly. Because there is a high electrostatic force or a strong electrostatic force between the ions of the metal, which come from the delocalized electrons of the metal atoms. And this strong electrostatic force will need high energy to separate them. They are good electrical conductor and good heat conductors. Why? Yes, exactly. Because there is a sea of delocalized electrons, a free moving electrons between the atoms that can transfer heat and electricity from a place to another place. They are malleable because they are easily bent and reshaped. Let's say iron, for example, they can be in a specific, on a certain procedure, it can be bent and reshaped in different shapes. And ductile because they can be stretched into wires, as the copper wires that you see in the electricity wires. When force is applied to the metal, the atoms or the ions of metal are slivered from their place, as you can see, causing bonds to be broken and new bonds to be formed. And this is why metals are malleable. So our keywords today, sea of delocalized electrons. This is the term used for free mobile electrons between the positive ion in a metallic lattice. Metallic bonding is an electrostatic force of attraction. This is attraction force. Why it is attraction force? Yes, because the metal tended to form positive ions and lose the outer shell electrons, which are negative. So positive and negative will be attracted together, okay? And there is a strong attraction force. To sum up or to recap, the type of bondings, elements can be metals or non-metals. Also, we have semi-metals, but we focus on the metals and non-metals in chemical bonding in our chapter here. Metals have metallic bonding, forming a giant metallic lattice. And this metallic bond is very strong. It's a high electrostatic force or strong electrostatic force due to the delocalized electrons. The nonmetal can form covalent bond. Okay. And the other nonmetals are noble gases, which are already stable, so they don't need to form bonds between other atoms. The covalent bond may form simple molecules or giant molecular lattice. Okay? A nonmetal can bind to another nonmetal causing covalent bond. Okay? And a metal and nonmetal can bind forming ionic bond. And this ionic bond can form a giant ionic lattice. And non-metal and metal, either non-metal and metal or non-metal and non-metal are compounds. So we have either elements or compounds. Compounds can come from a covalent bond between non-metal and another non-metal, or is formed by ionic bond between a metal and a non-metal. And this is summary of what we have all this chapter. It's very important to put this diagram in front of you while you are studying the types of bondings, because it will sum up what we have. You can write your notes, you can print it and write your notes while you are studying because it will make things easy for you. Okay? Thank you for watching and see you in the next video.